Okay, so I guess this is part 4 of my video diaries. I'm going to take a break from my storytelling this time. Last time, after the last story I told, the next day after that I didn't do well. And I don't know if it's because I was telling the story or not. So the video diary may not be helping me like I thought it would, or I could have just had an off day, I don't really know. But for this video I wanted to kind of do an update on how I'm doing health-wise and stuff. And I'm going to try to not say so much. So the other day I tried to go on a walk around my subdivision with my niece, and I am incredibly out of shape. We have a lot of hills in our subdivision, so I mean that's a factor, but I used to be able to run around the whole thing, and yeah, it was a workout to, jog the whole thing, but, I could do it. So we walked a little bit, and then my niece started skipping, and, I thought that'd be a good activity for me to do, so I skipped with her, and we did that for probably, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds or something like that, and I couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop, and so we walked a little bit more, and then I decided I wanted to try the skipping again. So we did it for a little bit, maybe like 15 or 20 seconds. Walked a little bit more, actually a lot bit more. And then after I felt more rested, after walking a while, I challenged my niece to a short sprint. Like, it was like the span of 2 houses. So it wasn't a very long sprint. So we sprinted, and I had to sit down after that and take a break. And at that point we were walking uphill. We were about halfway up the hill when I stopped to take a break, and then we tried to keep going, and I couldn't make it up all the way. I couldn't make it all the way up the hill. I had to turn around and be like, we're going back. I couldn't fathom walking around the rest of the subdivision, so we turned around and started heading back. So we went down the hill, and then up the next one that would take us back to the house, and at that point I felt rested enough to try to jog. So I jogged the span of 2 houses. Very light jog, and walked back to the house, and I had to sit down and take a break before even going back into the house. And once we got inside, my younger niece asked me to make a can of soup for lunch, and I couldn't tolerate standing long enough to make a can of soup. I gotta say that was a little more than discouraging. I think my energy levels are pathetic, and it's a little upsetting that I'm not able to do such simple things. Like, my recovery time after a workout shouldn't I shouldn't be unable to stand to make a can of soup. But yeah, so maybe that triggered my bad day. I don't know. I think that was the day that I did my last video, so I don't remember. I've noticed I say I don't remember a lot on my videos, so apparently my memory is gone too. So yeah, as far as physical fitness goes, I am in a pretty poor state. I know I've lost a noticeable amount of muscle mass. I notice it the most in my legs. And it's definitely something that my family has noticed as well. They keep commenting on how I've lost weight. So part of that's because for, I guess, the month and a half that I was dealing with depression before I moved home, I wasn't eating much because I wasn't motivated to do anything. I literally laid in bed all day if I could, unless I had something scheduled to do, or like something that I did like on a weekly basis. But yeah, other than those things, I literally just kind of laid around at home all the time. And so I'm probably deconditioned and maybe a little malnourished. Like I have a bruise on my leg. One of my coworkers had towel whipped me, just kind of goofing around, and he left a really good bruise. It's not like a little bruise that should have been gone in 1 or 2 days, but still, it's 2 months after I've gotten my bruise, and it's still there. So obviously, my body isn't up to par. My healing process is really slow. So that's kind of my physical state right now. I know, well, my sleep schedule was off for a long time. I guess there was a few weeks ago, I slept a whole entire night through, I got like 8 hours of sleep. It was a late sleep schedule. I got up at noon, and then around 5 o'clock was ready to go to sleep again, so I napped from like 5 to 8, and then was up for maybe a few hours and turned myself back into bed and got another full night's sleep after that. And so it's just I was sleeping all the time, which probably sounds great to everyone else, but when you sleep all the time, you get tired of sleeping, as ironic as that is to say. So yeah, that's kind of been the state that I've been in up till now. Since I've come home, I've been getting out of bed more. It helps when you can ask somebody to bring you coffee in the mornings. I don't think that I really get any effects from the caffeine, but it's at least something to do. I can just roll over and have something to drink, which I guess prevents me from rolling back over to sleep. So that's been helpful, and it's just been helpful having people around because, you hear noises in the house and it makes you want to get up and see what people are up to. Although it does kind of suck because now I just feel like I don't get any alone time. Like I said, I need that rare balance of I need my alone time and I need my space, but I also need people around. So it's kind of tricky because right now my parents are wanting to be around all the time. I guess to prevent me from being lonely, which is good. I need people around, but I also need alone time. God, I'm so needy. Really picky, I guess. So anyways, because I was so dissatisfied with what my energy levels are right now, I set it up with someone who is kind of like a personal trainer. I guess he's a strength coach now, but he's someone that I've known since, I was 6 years old, something like that. We're not very close, but that's kind of what I need, I think. I need to have someone who's not so easy to back out on. It's easier to back out on family than it is people who aren't so close. So I'm going to start meeting up with him just to have some regular physical activity and to have someone keep me accountable on having a better diet. And also kind of just someone to push me a little bit. Also, my sister bought me these books to read. I read the first chapter of one of them tonight, and it kind of talks about, it basically kind of talks about how people have the power to, basically how people can have total control of their lives, which sounds like BS to me, but it's got good concepts in it. It just talks about how if you put out positivity, then positive things will come back to you. And if you put out negativity, then negative things will come back to you, which, to someone who's depressed and, putting out a lot of negativity, I guess, kind of makes it sound like just more negative things are going to come back to me. And that's a little, I don't believe everything in the book, but at least so far I'm only into the first chapter. But it's just kind of like, I have a friend who has cancer, and she is the most positive person I know. Really sweet, beautiful lady. She's never let anything hold her back from doing things that she loves. Not even the cancer. Like I said, she's the most positive person I know. And for someone like her to be suffering through stage 4 cancer, it's like, I don't believe in that whole, if you put out positivity, then you'll get nothing but positivity back. Because basically the book says, like, life doesn't happen to you. Life is what you make of it. And I believe, yeah, to an extent, but some things shit happens. Sometimes shit happens, but anyways, so yeah, but it did kind of talk about how the people who are happy in their lives, they talk about the things that they love more than they talk about things that they don't love, and how people who aren't happy with their lives have a tendency to talk more about things that they don't love than things that they do love. So in an effort to curb any bad effects that making the videos will have on me, I think I'm going to include a little segment at the end of each that kind of talks about things that I love. So I guess to start that off, one thing that I love is to dream. Today, I was out, we were driving back home. I was riding with my dad, and we saw an airplane fly kind of low in front of us, and my dad said it was an old World War II airplane. And so it was something that was obviously privately owned, that, somebody had fixed up and was flying, I guess, for pleasure, or maybe they traveled somewhere, who knows. And I thought, how cool would it be to learn how to fly a plane? I have a lot of dreams like that. I want to learn how to ride a horse. Maybe one day I'll own one. Learn how to take care of it and everything. And someday I want to go skydiving. I don't know about bungee jumping, but skydiving at least. And I want to go snorkeling or scuba diving, maybe around the coral reefs someday. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Europe. I want to travel and just kind of experience different cultures. Yeah, I want to learn how to do all kinds of things. I want to be able to fix all the electrical appliances in my house one day, and I want to know how to fix everything. Maybe, and I want to buy a motorcycle, and if it needs work, then learn how to fix it. I just want to know, I guess, how to do everything. Almost everything. There's some things I don't care to do. But yeah, I like to dream and think of all the possibilities that I can do in life. It doesn't matter if I do it when I'm young or old, just as long as I get around to it eventually. I want to learn how to surf. Yeah. So I'm over my 15-minute mark, so I'm going to say goodnight and keep trying to work on getting a regular sleep schedule. Kind of failing at that tonight. But, oh well, shit happens. All right, see y'all next time.